Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, defending her decision why the Premier says it's important to have a referendum on a separation referendum this fall. Chaotic crashes, neighbors watch and recount a standoff between police and the driver of a wrecked truck. And worked up over road work. Commuters say Windermere Construction has more than quadrupled their drive time.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
Albertans will head to the polls this fall to vote on whether they want to stay in Canada or start the process of separating. Today, Premier Danielle Smith defended her decision to add the question to the October referendum. CTV's Connor Hogg joins us now. So, Connor, the other 9 questions being asked are in a yes or no format. This question will be different, though.
Matt, this one will be multiple choice. If the majority of voters choose to stay in Canada, the discussion is essentially over. If they go the other way, a more complex process begins for a referendum on separation.
I would say this is the ultimate policy debate, and that's what we're putting it forward as a policy question.
On October 19th, Albertans will be able to select option A, should Alberta remain a province of Canada, or option B, should the government of Alberta commence the legal process required under the Canadian Constitution to hold a binding provincial referendum on whether or not Alberta should separate from Canada.
So we need to get the answer to this now, because we do not want this lingering around for 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 years, creating that level of uncertainty. People know on October 19th there's a choice to be made.
Smith says she wants Alberta to stay in Canada and will campaign for it. But law professor Gerard Kennedy says if Albertans end up going against her, the resulting process will be complicated. The province would have to create a second, clear, and legally binding referendum question and make sure proper consultations with First Nations take place. It would also have to pass the federal government's scrutiny.
The more negotiations that can take place with the federal government in advance to make it clear, the likelier it is to pass muster.
With 10 questions now on the ballot, Elections Alberta says voters can weigh in on as many or as few questions as they want. It plans to hire between 60,000 to 90,000 election officers to administer and count the upwards of 38 million ballots. Each of the 10 questions will have a separate ballot, and all of them need to be counted by hand within 48 hours. As for the threshold of voter turnout she's looking for, the Premier says she'll accept a majority.
Most votes are decided that way, 50% plus 1. That's what a majority looks like, yes.
The law professor I spoke with says the UCP's appeal of the Stay Free Alberta pro-separation question could take years. He says if the question goes all the way to the Supreme Court, Albertans could be waiting for a verdict until 2029. Matt?
All right, Connor Hogg live in studio tonight. Thank you. Reaction to the Premier's new referendum question is pouring in. Edmonton's mayor says even though it's not binding, it will be catastrophic for the province.
That's not hyperbolic. That's not an exaggeration. That is the reality. This referendum on a referendum actually creates hardship for Edmontonians.
Mayor Andrew Knack says he's already had a conversation with a large employer in Edmonton to assure them it's still worth investing in Alberta. The opposition NDP says the Premier has set Albertans up for a confusing and divisive summer. Organizers for both sides of the issue say they're planning to campaign on this question all summer.
I think that the UCP don't understand how much support they lost last night, but they will. We're looking forward to accomplishing things based on the path that we've been provided with.
In Ottawa, opposition leader Pierre Poilievre says he'll push for Alberta to remain in Canada while blaming Prime Minister Carney for not doing enough on Canadian unity. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister says recent announcements with Premier Smith demonstrate he is committed to addressing Alberta's concerns.
I look forward to working alongside Premier Smith, alongside the Leader of the Opposition, alongside all parliamentarians, all 37 members from Alberta, and Canadians of all stripes, Albertans of all stripes, to build a better Alberta, build a better Canada.
Chiefs of Treaty 6 and 8 First Nations are condemning the Alberta government for what they say is advancing separation attempts. They say the province is required to have meaningful consultation with Treaty First Nations, and they plan to fight back. A woman who owned 2 dogs that killed an 11-year-old boy in South Edmonton has been found guilty of criminal negligence causing death. The trial for 46-year-old Crystal McDonald wrapped up today. The judge ruled she was ultimately responsible for the death of 11-year-old Cash Grist, her former roommate's son. McDonald's dogs killed Cash in April of 2024 while he was visiting from British Columbia. Although McDonald warned Cash and his father about the dogs, the judge said her actions were wholly insufficient and inadequate considering the dogs' past behavior. The dogs killed 2 pets and bit 3 people, including McDonald, in the 9 months leading up to Cash's death.
Her rule was that Cash couldn't be alone with the dogs, but it was clear that even one person being present with a potential victim was not enough. There had always been other people present during all of the attacks.
Our position, of course, is, Miss McDonald, who loved that boy like a nephew, was put in a very difficult position when his father showed up with him and took steps that, to her, she reasonably believed would protect the child.
McDonald is scheduled to be sentenced in September. Her lawyer says they'll likely appeal the decision. A man is dead after he was hit by a vehicle while standing outside his truck that was pulled over on the side of Wayne Gretzky Drive. This happened just before noon yesterday. Police say the 41-year-old driver pulled over on the 106th Avenue off-ramp. As he was walking to the back of his vehicle, he was hit by a truck and died. Police say they do not believe speed or alcohol were involved. Investigators are asking anyone with dash cam footage of the crash to call police. It was a chaotic night in an East Edmonton neighborhood. 2 crashes happened just blocks apart. One of them ended in a police standoff that lasted several hours. CTV's Amanda Anderson spoke to a man who watched it all unfold.
The ground shook, and the neighbors here watching TV felt their house shake. They felt like a boom.
That boom was the impact of a truck slamming into a brick wall near Carlos Robles' home Thursday night.
What the?
Robles saw it happen. He says he saw the truck racing down 66th Street, hit a curb, then slam into the wall, sending one of the dumpsters flying several feet.
I've been lucky too, because if this wasn't here, that truck would have went right into the guy's house.
He began recording video as he went to see if anyone was hurt.
But then the police cruiser showed up, and that's kind of where I didn't want to move, because hey, something's probably going on here, eh?
Show your hands! Get back now!
Robles says that's when things got hectic. The area was surrounded by police moments later.
The police, drones, helicopter, and then canines as well. So then eventually they told everybody to leave the area because we don't know what was going to go down, right?
Yeah, you stole the truck. Let him move around there.
Robles says the man was in the truck surrounded by police until at least 2:30 this morning.
They were bickering, going back and forth, negotiating the trade-off between, I think it was a knife over cigarettes, right, to get him out of the truck.
It wasn't the only incident in his neighborhood last night. Just a few blocks away, the aftermath of another crash at a bus shelter. Robles says he saw the EPS Major Collision Investigation section on scene.
And they've blocked that whole area completely as well. And, to think about how that occurred and this occurred kind of almost at the same time, minutes apart, it's kind of crazy.
It's not known if the crashes are connected. Police have not yet answered our questions about either incident. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
Some people living in a southwest Edmonton neighborhood say a new construction project has more than quadrupled their drive time. They also say they received no advanced warning. The area's councillor says neither did he. CTV's Curtis Goodrum has more.
Many Southwest commuters are feeling the effects of construction season in Edmonton. The road is being torn up, so too is driver patience with lengthy delays.
It's horrendous. So what should be a 15-minute ride is taking way over an hour. It's impassable.
And we're just going to have to put up with it. At least they've started construction.
The construction behind me caught many area residents off guard, including area councillor Mike Elliott.
It is a cluster in many ways, shape, or form.
Elliott says he was not given any information ahead of the project by city staff, leaving him without the tools to answer angry constituents.
The communication was lacking significantly on this, and there's nothing worse than your own councillor can't even provide a response back to a citizen.
He's since released a message with construction timelines. He hopes for better communication in the future.
Now I'm going, no, we will meet monthly because I want to get this information firsthand.
The construction is also frustrating some businesses.
Our reservation starts at 5 o'clock because they're stuck in the traffic, and it doesn't seem like it's improving. I'm sorry, but it's going worse day by day.
People who are coming here from the Henday, who live in a nearby area, they're probably not going to be coming to us. They're probably going to go to another location.
The city says they're working on trying to open up the area to allow for more traffic.
This amount of closures, the turning lanes, the passing lanes, it's just ridiculous.
Get this project done, we do have to include traffic impacts as part of that work.
The city says what they're doing is needed, and traffic impacts throughout the summer are an effect of population growth. Curtis Gudrum, CTV News, Edmonton.
Corey's here with our first look at the weather and a wet start to the weekend.
Yeah, we could see some scattered showers as we go throughout the late afternoon, early evening. There are some being seen in and around the region. As we look out through the River Valley Sky Camera right now, we could see some showers in the distance. Nothing right now here in the city, but there's the potential for that. Temperature, we're warm. We're sitting at 21 right now. Wind on the light side, which is nice. As we take a look at our almanac and our calendar for today, again, we made it to 21. That is our high, so 12 days above average seasonal. We've got 7 below, 3 right around average. So far, a fairly balanced May. And we'll add a few more days to above average as we look to be warm throughout the weekend. As we take a look at the trend, temperatures set to remain at 20 or above throughout much of the next 10 days. We've got 1 day around seasonal into next weekend, but still remaining on the warmer side, but a little bit unsettled at times. As we take a look at the forecast for tonight, there's a chance that we could see some scattered showers, maybe even a thunder shower or two. Just keep that in mind if you have plans outside tonight, that there is the potential for that scattered in the region. We'll see some clearing overnight. 8 to start off tomorrow morning. Wind will be light, but it will pick up throughout the day. Late afternoon and evening, a little bit windy. We will see a lot of sun as we start off. A little bit more cloud in the afternoon and 25 for a high. Slight chance of evening showers tomorrow. Not really as much of a chance as what we're expecting for today, though. 20 on Sunday, mostly cloudy as we go throughout the day on Sunday, and then Monday, 24. I'll take a look at your 10-day forecast coming up in roughly 10 minutes.
All right, Corey, thank you. Coming up next on CTV News, building brick by brick. An annual Lego convention in Edmonton is growing and setting up in a larger venue.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
A local organization that helps veterans and first responders receiving medical treatment received a big donation today. Wheaton Honda donated this van to Valor Place. The organization provides accommodations for out-of-town veterans, first responders, and their families who are in Edmonton for medical care. The van will be used to drive them to and from appointments.
A lot of the times our families, when they come to us, they don't necessarily have time to pack up and bring their vehicle, or they're being flown in from elsewhere, that kind of thing. And it allows us to be able to get them the support they need in order to get to their appointments and take care of them like a family would.
Valor Place is free for anyone staying there. An AI data center proposed for Alberta by Canadian business mogul Kevin O'Leary was scrutinized at a virtual meeting last night. This AI-generated promotional video shows a concept of what the data center campus could look like. It would be built south of Grand Prairie in 3 phases. The first phase would be about 10 square kilometers in size and would cost $12 billion. Advocacy group Public Interest Alberta hosted the virtual town hall. It addressed the potential effects the development could have on water, wildlife, agriculture, and energy costs. Jenny Yeremy worked as a scientist in the oil and gas industry before becoming an activist.
This site was once supposed to be a hydrogen plan. This was actually a part of the UCP platform, but it died off because the water usage made the projects impossible. So again, I think we're outside of the realm of what is possible. The area also declared agricultural disaster last year.
The event also featured a presentation by a U.S. politician from Maine where work is underway to regulate artificial intelligence infrastructure. Kevin O'Leary's company will be hosting an in-person town hall in Grand Prairie about the proposed data center on June 4th. A Lego convention based in Edmonton is growing and moving to a larger venue. Northern Bricks is organized by the Northern Alberta Lego Users Group. This is its third year and first in the Alberta Aviation Museum. It was previously held in a community hall in the Glengarry neighborhood. Builders and artists from across the country are showing off their creations this weekend. You can also buy new and used sets or take part in some Lego-themed competitions. The organizer says Lego is more than a toy, it's becoming an art form.
You see that with certified professionals like Nathan Sawaya and all these larger Brickman exhibits that was just here at the Tell Us World of Science a couple of months ago. It's its own medium. Lego has grown with the adult community and has grown with many individuals over the course of their lives. You're talking about a toy brand that has been around for over 90 years now.
You can check out Northern Bricks at the Alberta Aviation Museum tomorrow and Sunday. Tickets are available at the door. Still to come tonight on CTV News, Wolf Pups of Edmonton, our first look at the Valley Zoo's newest edition.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Before we get to the weather, here's something Corey likely doesn't have in his forecast. A Royal Canadian Air Force fly past tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. A CH-146 Griffin helicopter like this one will take a low flight over Edmonton. The mission will honor the Alberta Fallen Paramedic Memorial. At least I don't think it's in your forecast, Corey. No. I don't want to take away from anything here.
No, not at all. But
lots to discuss this weekend, though. Looking nice, I hope?
I think so. Saturday looks quite nice. Sunday, a little bit more cloud, but still decent. As we look outside right now, we can see some showers in the distance. And this is the view right now through the Action Furnace River Valley Skycam. Action Furnace fixed radar, it's free 21. So not too bad. We did see a nice mix of sun and cloud today, but now we are seeing scattered showers in and around the region. We'll take a look at the satellite radar coming up where we are seeing those. First, here's your almanac for today. We made it up to 21. Average seasonal high, 18 degrees, so nice to be above it. Current temperature, again, we're at 21, so is Red Deer. Calgary, 17, Lethbridge, 21, Medicine Hat, 21. Warm spot in the province, Fort McMurray, you're sitting at 23. So not too bad throughout the province. No one's super warm, but most temperatures are above seasonal, and the trend is to stay in the 20s throughout much of the 10-day forecast. Next weekend, we might be around 18, which is close to seasonal, but other than that, on the warmer side. So that is nice. As we take a look to areas northeast of us and to the southwest, we are seeing some lightning storms. Might be seeing or hearing some thunder associated with that. As we take a closer look, Lac La Biche up towards Fort McMurray, we are seeing some storms there. Also southeast approaching Cold Lake. And then to the southwest out towards Rocky, approaching Red Deer, coming off the foothills as well, south of there. For us here in Edmonton, there are some scattered showers in the region, fairly scattered, so not blanketing the area, but spotty here and there. And that'll be the case as we go throughout the evening. Could see those on and off in and around the region. Then things settle down. Overnight, fairly clear. Lots of sun as we start off tomorrow. And then as we get into the evening, a slight chance of scattered showers once again, about a 30% chance. And then as we go throughout Sunday, a little bit more cloud with just a slight chance of scattered showers. Tomorrow's lows. Fort McMurray 8, Slave Lake 7. For us here in Edmonton, 8 degrees. A little bit cooler than Red Deer starting off at 4. No one's super cool. The coolest temperatures will be seen in the mountain parks, 3 and 2 for Jasper and Banff. As far as daytime highs, looking to be a little bit warmer than today by a degree or 2 for most areas. Slave Lake could see some scattered thunderstorms. Peace River, Grand Prairie, possibly some showers and thunderstorms as well. And then for us here in central areas and to the south, we'll see some clear sky to start off and then a little bit of cloud building as we get into the late afternoon. Most temperatures in the mid-20s. Banff, Jasper, struggling a little bit to hit 20 degrees, 18 and 19. For us here in Edmonton, as we go throughout tonight, we could see some more scattered showers in the region, possibly some thunder showers. 8 to start tomorrow, 25 for a high. The wind will pick up tomorrow afternoon, so light to start and then gusty throughout the afternoon and evening, and a slight chance of showers in the evening as well. Sunday, mostly cloudy, light wind, 20, slight chance of scattered showers, 24 for Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, 23 and 21. Late Tuesday, a risk of thunderstorms and possibly some showers on Wednesday. But temperatures looking to be above 20 throughout the next 5 days. I'll take a look at your 10-day in the 6 o'clock newscast. Matt.
All right, Corey, thank you. People visiting Edmonton's Valley Zoo this summer may just catch a glimpse of its newest additions, 3 Arctic wolf puppies.
They look like fat, healthy babies.
The pups were born sometime in late April. Their exact birth date is unknown as their mother Aspen burrowed underground to give birth. The puppy's father is Tundra, the zoo's 14-year-old Arctic wolf who recently moved into a new exhibit with 2 females. The zoo says it will take a hands-off approach with the pups as they settle into their habitat.
They're outside right at the entrance to the den, but they're already playing with each other, jumping around, going up to meet Tundra. They're very interested in who Dad is right now. We try and make sure that the wolves are comfortable, and the best way for baby wolves to be raised is by other wolves.
The puppies will get their first checkup and vaccines when they're 8 to 12 weeks old. The zoo will be able to determine their sex at that time as well. The puppies will reach adult size within the next 6 months. When we return, the guest stars who joined Stephen Colbert for the final edition of The Late Show.
Next week on Your Morning, we have puppies in the studio who will soon be up for adoption. If you don't have space in your home, we'll talk about ways you can support rescues as they try to survive.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Programming brought to you by Final Symphony with your Edmonton Symphony Orchestra. Learn more at winspearcenter.com.
Coming up on CTV News at 6, from the Prime Minister to the mayors of Alberta's 2 largest cities, reaction to the Premier's new referendum question. Plus, details from court after a dog owner was found guilty of criminal negligence in the death of an 11-year-old boy. And enhanced screening is now in effect at Canadian airports due to Ebola. Those stories and much more on CTV News at 6 with Jeff Hastings. After more than 30 years, The Late Show has signed off for the final time.
Paul, why are you interrupting me?
I'm just curious when our interview starts. I have an extremely long poem I want to recite, and I don't want to run out of time.
You wrote a poem about me?
I wrote a poem.
Brian.
Stars including Paul Rudd and Bryan Cranston dropped by during Stephen Colbert's final monologue. The final guest appearance went to Sir Paul McCartney, who joined Colbert on stage.
Say goodbye, but I say hello. Hello, I don't know why you say goodbye, say hello.
McCartney performed in the Ed Sullivan Theatre with the Beatles in 1964, and he helped close out the show with the song Hello, Goodbye. Then it was Lights Out. The Late Show has been on CBS for 33 years, starting with host David Letterman. And that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.